What is going on, people? Episode 17 of the New England Shakeup. And guys, it has been a great week. It has been amazing for the city of Boston as the Boston Celtics are your 2024 NBA champions. As my co host, as always, Cam, what is going on? Let's talk Celtics championship. What is going on?
Not much. I'm just happy the Celtics got it back done in Boston, like most of the fans wanted it to happen.
Yeah, yeah, it was quite awesome to see, and I think the end of the game spoke wonders. How they did it, the performance that Tatum had to close it out, the defense on Luka throughout the series, the defense on Kyrie throughout the series. Sorry, excuse my French. Shout out fucking Drew Holiday because your defense is top tier. You don't get enough love. You're probably the most underrated guard in the entire fucking league. And shout out to you. You deserve a fucking finals MVP, in my opinion. But people, Jaylen Brown got that honor. And Cam, I think we were talking before the series ended, and we were saying it's really a toss up right now between Drew Holiday and Jaylen Brown. And then coming down the stretch of the last two games, Jason Tatum had his name in there too. Do you think the right decision was made for Finals MVP?
So personally, I think Tatum should have won, but what a lot of people say to me, which definitely makes sense, is Jaylen Brown deserved it more because he was guarding Doncic for a majority of the series, which thinking of it like that, I do respect it, but Tatum did, if you look at the stats, do better. But at the same time, he wasn't really on the front lines guarding Doncic or guarding Kyrie. So from that aspect, I would definitely have given it to either Brown or Holiday. And I know Holiday's stats on offense might not have been necessarily impressive, but 11 rebounds in game 5.
Yeah,
That's crazy
yeah,
for a guard.
yeah,
11 rebounds.
yeah,
Like he gets it done on both ends of the floor, any stat. Like Drew Holiday is just an awesome player to have.
yeah. And
Yeah, I
they,
mean the way Holiday and White guarded Kyrie, yeah, I think he was definitely very frustrated at the very least. And yeah, Brown up a great performance, especially on Doncic, but just in general. Brown definitely, I feel like, surprised me the most, but I should expect that from him.
yeah, yeah. And let's talk surprises for a second. Kristaps Porzingis playing on a torn leg. I believe there was some muscle that he had torn in his leg, and he played through it in Game 5. And he said in the post game, he was like, I would have died out there. Like anything to win a championship, and I think that says a lot about the Kristaps Porzingis haters out there. Throughout Kristaps' career, when he got drafted at 4 by New York, there's the famous clip of Tingus Pingus, and just people like trying to make a joke of Kristaps. But in my opinion, I always said this from day one, I don't think the Knicks was the best spot for him to go. And now that he's kind of resurrected his career and won a championship, and now he doesn't really have to prove anything to anybody anymore, I'm really happy for Kristaps Porzingis. Another name that we need to talk about, as you always talk about and bring up on the pod when we're talking Celtics, I'll let you chime in on this one. What do you think it means for Big Al Horford?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, just for kind of his legacy in general as a player, but yeah, I mean, I think he definitely tried to play his heart out. I mean, he did in general. He had a good series, but yeah,
Yeah, Al
definitely
Horford.
means a lot for him as a player.
Yeah, and I think that might have been the final touch for him to make the Hall of Fame. And we got to
Yeah.
remember that the Hall of Fame isn't just NBA players, guys. You can make the Basketball Hall of Fame from the accolades that you accomplished in college as well. And I think with him scoring over 10,000 points in the NBA and having two back-to-back national championships at Florida and now having a championship with the Celtics, I think that's going to make Al Horford a Hall of Famer. So congrats to you, Al. And if this is it for you, and Cam and I will always say this, thank you so much. If this is your final year, if you decide to call it quits, thank you so much, Al Horford, for your dedication to the city of Boston, to the dedication of us as fans. Al Horford, you're a really fucking cool dude. When I went to the Celtics back in 2019 against Miami Heat, you signed a fucking hat for me. So thank you so much for that. But let's get into really like looking past this year and let's look into next year for Boston. So we got some question marks, and the first one on the list is re-signing Jason Tatum to that max extension, which Cam and I don't think is going to be hard to get done. But the other name is that, possibly I really wouldn't want to see him leave, but just because of the money aspect, he could be on the move, and it's Derek White. Um, Derek White's due for a contract extension. Now, they signed Kristaps to an extension when they traded for him. They signed Holiday to a 4-year extension. They signed Brown to an extension. If they sign Tatum to a supermax, they will not have the money to allocate 20 million a year to Derek White. It just won't be able to happen. So then you're looking at what do you get for a Derek White? I think it's multiple first round picks. I mean, he averages 16 and 7. So I mean, he's you could say he could be maybe on a team like Charlotte, maybe I don't even know, maybe like Utah. Um
Maybe Popovich gets crazy and throws one of the first round picks at Derek White.
yeah,
Straight swap.
yeah. I could also see the Spurs getting him back as well. I mean, there's a lot of things that could go right for the Celtics, but for some reason, I just think that Tatum might take a pay cut in order to get Derek White to stay. That's just how I feel about it. I know Tatum's gonna try to get as much money as he can, but I think Tatum's also learned that you need a team and you need a very good team to win.
Exactly. And the Celtics, so this report, the Celtics are strongly interested in extending Derek White, and then it says the new contract would reportedly be 31.8 million per season.
Yeah. Yeah, see, exactly.
That's
Even
yeah.
more than I thought.
4 year,
Exactly.
127.
Yeah. Which is a lot for, I mean,
Yeah.
the fourth best player on their team. I mean, that's a lot of money for your fourth best option. I mean, who has made that much money as the fourth best option on a team? Draymond Green on the Warriors?
Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, Chandler Parsons. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Chandler
Derek
Parsons.
White's actually good.
Yeah,
That wasn't slander, I'm just saying.
yeah. So
That guy
it's,
got like a max deal for being the fourth option on the team. But I mean, I don't know. Derek White, game to game, can be the number one option though, and he's shown that. I think that's why he's worth a max deal, whether it's the Celtics or another team.
yeah. And I think it might be like a sign and trade scenario. I don't think it's going to be one of those things where they just give him up. I think it's going to be one of those things where next year is going to come. I mean, I think he'll play out this year, but the problem, like this upcoming year, but the problem is the year after that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But Cam, is there anything else really that you wanted to touch on looking into next year for Boston or in the championship in general?
No, I mean, I think it's a lot of just seeing who else they can keep, like seeing if we can get a deal over the line for Tatum and Derek White would be awesome, but I mean, as we already talked about, it definitely could be a problem money wise for how much they both want, but we'll see how that transpires in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, yeah, for
And
sure.
yeah, thank you everyone for listening.
Yeah, guys. Episode 17 of the New England Shakeup. Your Boston Celtics are NBA champions. All right, guys. We are going to head out of here. Goodbye, guys. Peace.